Welcome to the Minute Roundtable. I'm Michael Forward.
I'm Chris Raczkowski.
And I'm Rachel Edge.
And we're going to be talking to you about some entertainment news, among other things. As you notice, we're missing Jesse. Jesse has moved on to greener pastures, but now I have Chris and Rachel to talk to. So
yeah, a bit of a lineup change.
Bit of a lineup change. You know, I don't know if we have the budget for this or not, but we're going to try it anyway. We're going to talk about some of the things that we've been watching and some of the things going on kind of in entertainment. And of course, we just got back from Christmas a couple of weeks ago, and there were a couple big things that dropped over Christmas. First was on Christmas Day, Disney's Soul dropped, which is like the new Pixar movie.
Yeah. Watch that.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of that?
I fell asleep.
Yeah.
That is not a reflection of the movie in any sense. I was just really tired.
You were just really tired. Okay. Yeah, that can happen. That happened to me with Master and Commander. Rachel, what do you think?
I definitely thought it was a good Pixar movie. Like, if you could see the animation and like the detailing and stuff they put in it, it's like instead of the regular like smooth kind of animation, they had like this really cool they put details into the faces, like wrinkles and like all that kind of stuff, and I really enjoyed that.
For sure. And then I was really impressed by some of the up close shots that they did. I remember watching Toy Story when I was a kid and thinking there was an exterior like a shot of the house. I was like, wow, that looks so real. But like compared to what we have now, like I think it was in the barber shop where like the guy's like picking up the tools for the haircut. It's like, man, that it looked real to me.
Yeah, like the animation, like from like obviously like Toy Story is like one of the biggest Pixar movies, and then to now like seeing it and seeing the difference, it's incredible. It's like the detailing and stuff in it is just kind of like whoa, like you just kind of want to pick it up and like do it yourself.
Pixar has always crushed it.
Yeah, they've always had. Now the only thing, the ending didn't land for me.
I totally agree.
It felt like rushed. It's like I got the point that they were trying to make, but like we were going through, and the movie ended.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Seems to be like a lot of people saying that. It's like,
yeah,
it was great until the end.
Yeah.
It's like,
You know, I like the character designs that they had as well for like the Jerrys.
Yeah,
kind of
I
those like
love
2D type things. So that was pretty interesting. But for the most part, the story was solid, but the ending just didn't quite get there. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it's almost like it like kept raising the expectations, and you're like, oh, this is gonna be great, and then it kind of plateaued at the end, and it was like, oh, like that wasn't the big shebang that we were looking for, you know?
There was no real payoff. It was kind of just like, oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's the end. Oh,
like, oh,
okay,
credits.
there we are. And the other thing that dropped on Christmas Day, which I don't think anyone here has actually saw, is the new Wonder Woman. Anyone?
No.
Nope.
No.
I've heard pretty bad things.
See, but at the same time, like I've heard the bad things, but like a lot of people are like, oh, it's failing at box office. It's like we're in the middle of a pandemic right now. Like
is there a box office?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, it had Pedro Pascal, which is known right now as the Mandalorian. I think that's going to be his like thing that he's known for from this point on.
Oh yeah, it's like crowning glory will be the Mandalorian.
I think a lot of people came away from it. I'm not sure if it's fresh on Rotten Tomatoes right now. I think it actually might have fallen off that.
Yeah,
I could be wrong about that though. But it didn't land for a lot of people.
Yeah, I heard there's some it was just wildly confusing. Like she would just like change outfits for no reason, and she's like lassoing like lightning.
Yeah. All of a sudden, there's a cat lady.
Yeah, like it's like, I want to be as powerful as Wonder Woman. Okay, you're a cat.
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know. I don't know. Like if it comes to, I mean, I thought about it. I thought about renting it, but for the price of renting it,
how much is it?
I think it was $29 Canadian.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, no, that's not happening for a rental.
Yeah,
I'm not even sure I would buy it at that price.
Yeah,
right?
and like plus you need a subscription too.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Yeah, so it's definitely didn't land for a lot of people. Another big thing that came out over Christmas. Any of you seen the Karate Kid movies?
A long time ago.
Of course.
It's been a minute.
Of course, they brought
the crane kick.
The crane kick, yeah.
Everyone loves that.
Everyone loves the crane kick. Well, Cobra Kai's been going on for a couple seasons now. It started on YouTube, what was known as YouTube Red. I think they changed it to YouTube Premium. It did its first 2 seasons on that. Now it's moved to Netflix.
Yep.
And of course, they've brought back the original actors. The Johnny, the bully from the first movie. It's debatable if he's the bully or not. There's a lot of ongoing discussion.
There's a little room for discussion on that one.
He's back, and they got Ralph Macchio, who plays Daniel. And in this latest season, they went back to Okinawa, which is where the second movie takes place. Daniel gets into a death battle in Okinawa in the second movie. But they brought back like the old characters that he encountered in Okinawa as well, and they did a nice tribute to the actor that played Mr. Miyagi.
What was his name?
Pat Morita?
Yeah.
Is Pat something?
I think that's right.
Yeah. But
It's not Bruce Willis.
It's not Bruce Willis. I mean, or Bruce Campbell.
Okay, but could you imagine Bruce Campbell in that role?
That would be something. That would be something.
I
Of course,
would
we've
cast that guy
had
in
Jackie
anything.
Chan in that role as well, because they
Yeah.
did that Kung Fu Kid movie, which they call it the Karate Kid, but it had absolutely
Yeah.
nothing to do with karate.
Yeah, well, it's like it was like Jaden Smith, I think, was when he was like first getting into like
yeah,
acting
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
It's when Will Smith was trying to push his son into
I forgot about that.
acting.
There was
Oh.
there was like a whole like couple years of like
Yeah.
Jaden Smith movies, and like none of them were good.
They did that
After
after Earth.
Earth?
Yeah.
Oh god,
That is
was
that vanity
It was
project.
bad. It was so bad. And didn't he do like an anime or something as well?
Oh, I think so.
I think so. I think it was on Netflix, and I just couldn't bring myself to watch it.
Yeah, well, like at the same time though, it's like, hey, like I'm Jaden Smith, I'm Will Smith's son, and it's like I feel like he kind of got clout more so for like being the son of Will Smith
Oh, for
versus
sure.
like.
Plus, he had weird tweets for a while.
Oh my
that
god,
was
yeah,
so
his Twitter feed
embarrassing.
was.
he was trying to like wax philosophical, like
I think so.
if something about mirrors and eyeballs.
Yes,
and-
I don't know.
How do we know mirrors are real if our eyeballs aren't, or something like that?
Yeah, it was really. He was trying to be just like this
Well, I mean,
philosophical, this deep thinker.
I feel
It was
like he's like
really
so
bad.
in his like his dad's shadow. It's like he kind of had to put some like ridiculous things. Like this just proves that like growing up famous is
Yeah.
probably not a good thing.
it really hasn't worked out for like a lot of people.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Child actors and stuff.
There's like very few of them that
Trying
have
to
like
think of-
actually.
I mean-
actually, Hilary Duff. There's a child actor that actually like turned out normal.
Where's she at? Where's
She
I
is-
haven't heard,
I actually
heard
know
that
this.
name in a long time.
Well, they were supposed to do Disney Plus was actually I think it was Disney Plus. I could be dead wrong on that. I will source that afterwards. But they were actually going to do a Lizzie McGuire reboot of like
Oh, boy.
her being
Another
older.
reboot. Oh
Yeah,
boy.
but then it got
'Cause-
canceled because I guess like some of the people were like, "Oh, I'm not getting paid enough money," and like Hilary Duff was like, "Well, we want to do this for the fans," but they were like, "No." So
Yeah. And of course, a lot of productions and stuff are kind of held up with like the whole pandemic thing.
yeah, it's
As
brutal.
well, it's. I mentioned this to you guys the other day. Like, I'm waiting for the same 3 movies that I was this time last year. Like,
Yeah.
This time last year, I was waiting for Top Gun 2. I was waiting for the new Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for Dune. So, and they've all been pushed back to like fall 2021. So,
Yeah, it's kind of brutal because it's like when you look at like movies and stuff, they're always so worried about like the box office and stuff. It's like almost you're kind of like forgetting about the fans and being like, oh, well, we promised you this, but because of this and because we want that box office rate, you gotta wait. It's like, oh,
it's the studio system. I mean, it's been
Yeah.
in place since like the 20s, I guess. So
Yeah.
they need to look at some new avenues. And I
like-
mean, one of those avenues is Netflix. They're dropping 70 movies
What?
over the course of this year.
I thought you were going to say this month.
No, not this month.
It's like, what?
Not this month, but yeah, over the course of the year, they released a list. And on that list, one thing that caught my eye was Fear Street.
yes.
'Cause,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, R.L. Stein, the guy who wrote the Goosebumps books, which it wasn't really my thing.
Yeah, same.
When I was a kid, like I used to see like a lot of the other kids reading it, but I remember we had a teacher that would read to us like the Fear Street series because I think they wanted us to have a nap or something like that. I'm not quite sure the legality or the reasoning why this teacher was reading us these Fear Street books like in the middle of elementary school, but I remember it happening, and so I remember kind of enjoying that series because it was kind of the more mature. Like Goosebumps was, for your elementary school students. Fear Street's seemed to me it was probably more like junior high school thing. So yeah, they actually filmed a trilogy back in 2019, and then Fox got acquired by Disney, which kind of put things on the back burner for them. So apparently Netflix has it now, and they're going to release like one movie a month in this Fear Street series. So kind of curious how that's going to work out because there has been a Goosebumps movie with Jack Black.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
I remember that.
Yeah.
It's like the book, like, or whatever. It's like he opened one of the books or something, and then, like, all of the creatures escaped, and then they had to, like...
Yeah, and Jack
Grab
Black
him again?
played, like, R.L. Stein.
Yeah,
didn't he?
that's what
that
it was,
That was
yeah.
bizarre.
I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
No, didn't watch it. Can't say I showed up for that one.
If you're looking for a goofy movie, like definitely,
Yeah.
that one's a definitely good one.
Yeah, that one's pretty interesting. And speaking of Disney, so we had Endgame like a couple years ago, which was kind of the end of the big Marvel era, where they kind of wrapped things up like Iron Man and whatnot.
Yeah.
So like the first thing that they're releasing now for like the next phase is it's coming out on Disney Plus tomorrow, the 15th. It's WandaVision.
I am actually so excited for that. I love
It's-
it.
What? WandaVision?
Yeah,
WandaVision. It's
it's
got the witch, the
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet
Okay.
Witch, which is Wanda, and they have
Oh.
Vision.
Oh yeah. So it's almost like a sitcom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a I Like Love Lucy type
Yeah,
trailer.
kind of.
So-
From what I've seen from like the footage and stuff, it just looks really fun. And like
Yeah, no, I read the comic. It's really good.
Yeah.
If you're into graphic novels, definitely check out the Vision series that's based on.
Okay.
It's
wait,
really
hold up,
good.
it's based on like it had its own.
Yeah, like where Vision kind of plays like a suburban dad, just doing like Leave It to Beaver stuff. It's a it's a really good book.
Okay,
It's not very long, but no, yeah. Check out Vision if you're into that at all. Really, thumbs up.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll get an adaptation tomorrow, which is going to be. I'm not sure if it's coming out like per episode or if they're going to do like a dump.
Yeah, like are they gonna do like what they kind of do with the Mandalorian, where it's like every Friday it comes out, or is it like
I'll have to look that
there's
up.
one season?
Well, what do you guys prefer? Do you prefer like the full season dump or?
Oh, absolutely.
Bi-weekly, yeah.
I'm the kind of person when it's like when I sit down and watch a TV series, I prefer to like have it like episode by episode, because then that way it's like, or not episode by episode. Sorry, I totally just lied about that. More so
Don't
like
lie on podcast.
I'm sorry. It's my
There's a
first
lie
time.
on the-
There's a lying in baseball.
nervous.
People don't lie on the internet.
Oh, internet lying? Shh. They don't go hand in hand. But no, like I prefer like having the whole season, because it's like then you can kind of sit down on a Saturday, get all your snacks, and be like just lazy for the whole day and just like binge the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's how I like it, anyways.
Yeah, I prefer that too. I think.
Yeah.
Especially with like, there's just so much content out
I-
there. Like, who's
I'm-
got the time?
I think I
wait?
prefer the
yeah.
binge as well because like it's fresh in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you don't. You know, you're not a couple episodes later, a few weeks later, and like, who's that guy?
What's he doing here?
Where is he from again?
But one show that I've been enjoying that's episodic's on Amazon Prime. It's The Expanse.
heard
I've
good
told you
things.
guys about this, but you definitely got to watch it. It's hard sci-fi. Like everything takes place within the solar system. So
Okay.
there's no like jump gates or anything like that. There's three factions. There's Earth, there's Mars, and there's the people who live in the asteroid belts, and they're all kind of butting heads and stuff. So yeah, starts off great, and they're into season 5 right now, and it's based on a book series.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I'm definitely loving that so far.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have Amazon Prime, so.
See, I do, and I've just been dropping the ball.
Oh,
So,
so it looks
I gotta
like-
fix that.
Yeah, looks like you're messing up more than I am.
a little bit, for sure.
Has anyone asked for a live action Tom and Jerry movie?
God,
Because that's
no.
a thing.
What
I don't know. Like,
is it gonna be like?
that
Like
even
it's gotta
gonna
be
work?
CG then, right? Like
No, they have like the 2D characters, like the card. You know, It's Space Jam. How they did Space Jam,
but like
okay.
Tom and Jerry.
but Tom and Jerry.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's like that, because I was worried it was gonna be really bad, like
or like
3D.
Roger Rabbit kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they
See, like that. Yeah.
they have the live action actors
Yeah.
and they have like the drawn
Huh. Okay.
cartoon
Okay.
characters.
Okay, I could get behind that. See, when I thought, like, I haven't seen any of the trailers, I've only heard stuff. So, like, when I thought of it, I thought, like, it was going to be really, really bad, like 3D, CG Tom and Jerry. And I'm like,
That's
you
what I
can't.
expected.
Yeah.
You can't do that to Tom and Jerry. They're classic.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a thing that's going to be happening. So we'll watch it with interest.
Totally off topic, but this just popped into my head. We need a Babe reboot.
Yes.
Whoa.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like the pig babe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyhow.
Yeah. No, that's
Okay, but where did that come from?
I don't know. Tom and Jerry made me think of like
talking animals.
Yeah, CG animals got me thinking. Like, you know what was good? Babe was sweet.
We need a hardcore Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
There we go. I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Someone's got to be working on a new 1984 or even an Animal Farm.
Oh,
Animal
just-
Farm.
Well, I
there we
mean, they
go.
released a Animal Farm video game
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that.
that we talked about in an earlier Media Minute.
Especially the way the last year and a bit has been going, I feel like
You don't
Animal
even-
Farm would be
yeah.
appropriate.
Or like you could just do 1984, but like 2020 version.
Yeah,
Like, let's be real.
Oh, we're kind of living it, really.
yeah. It's interesting. Actually, speaking of kind of like those old like dystopian things, I've actually been listening to the audiobook for Neuromancer. It's
Okay.
one of the original kind of cyberpunk novels.
Oh, cool,
Like this
okay.
guy came up with like a lot of the terms that you hear in cyberpunk media, and it's got one of the best opening lines like in any novel. It's like the sky was the color of of a television turned to a dull gray or something like that. It's like it's fantastic.
Nice.
But
That's
if you're
incredible.
interested in cyberpunk, this is one of the kind of the starting points for it. William Gibson wrote it.
Cool.
But yeah, the audiobook's good as well.
Okay, I have to check that out for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of cyberpunk,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna hop on that, but you beat me to it.
Yeah, the developers now have actually issued a formal apology.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting. They released a roadmap as well, basically telling how they're going to fix the game over the next year or so. But
Yeah, I was looking at like because they had a bunch of stuff leaked,
yeah,
and like they're not even gonna get on multiplayer till 2022.
yeah.
That seems like a misstep.
Yeah, like
They've lost so much goodwill because
Right?
like The Witcher 3 came out and everybody was so impressed by that.
Yeah.
And then they did Cyberpunk and it's just been a bad scene all around.
Yeah, because like, by the time they get this multiplayer thing happening, the game will have been out for like what 3, almost 4 years. Are they really gonna pull like all those players back
yeah.
by then? Like,
See, there's one
maybe?
other
I
game that
don't know.
actually has had that flop of a launch and has pulled people back, and that's I don't know if you guys know this, No Man's Sky. It came out a couple of years back.
I thought you were gonna say Fallout 70. I was like, I don't know.
I can talk about that too. But came out a couple of years back. It was kind of the space exploration, and the developer was promising like all sorts of like major features and stuff. And the game came out, and it was just like,
Like,
meh.
really?
Yeah, pretty mediocre. But the developers have kept working on it. They released all sorts of major patches, and it's a different game now. Apparently, so
Interesting.
apparently you can if you have one of these games on life support, you can bring it back. But I don't know if you can bring back the fans.
Yeah, right. Like,
Yeah.
especially with the industry just being so saturated with games, like getting someone to play your game for that's like 3 years old.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a big ask.
Well, that's the thing for Cyberpunk is that about 2 weeks after it released, like the number of concurrent players on Steam just
Yeah.
kind of fell off a cliff.
Yeah, no
But
doubt.
it's a single player game at the same time. So once you've gone through the story,
yeah, like what's left to
Yeah, so
do?
what are
yeah,
you gonna do?
what are you going to do? You,
Although, granted, I played the Last of Us multiplayer for years
oh yeah.
after it came out.
Some people
so-
get really into like the multiplayer aspects of stuff. I mean, the Grand Theft Auto 5 came out like
Yeah.
7 years now.
Oh yeah.
And there's still people playing the online
Yeah,
version.
that's
of that.
true.
Well, you could say the same for zombies, like in like Call of Duty and stuff. It's like people play that all the time because
Yeah.
they enjoy it, right?
Oh, for sure. And
Alright.
here's one thing I've been wondering. So, we have the whole pandemic thing on the go.
Yep.
Pardon me.
Have what you've been watching, has that changed since the pandemic? Like, in terms of what kind of things you watch?
Not really. Like, if anything, I probably avoid like more movies and media like involving like pandemics and stuff because it's just like it's happening in real life. Like, I use media to escape, right? Like, why would I want to put myself back into that
Yeah.
kind of thing? But like for the most part, I'm still watching the same stuff that I usually do.
Yeah, I've always liked the kind of post-apocalyptic kind of end of the world survival kind of movies.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like zombies and stuff. Heck yeah, still watching that. But I
Yeah,
mean, like
or
more
or
like
even just diseases too. Like there's like
I don't know.
pandemic. Yeah,
Like,
I'm trying to think of one. What was?
V for Vendetta is one
Yeah.
that I constantly watch.
I watched 13 Monkeys last weekend, actually.
Yeah, we watched that. Not
Yeah?
too long. 12
Yeah.
monkeys, by the way.
The 12 Monkeys.
Or unless there's a sequel.
Yeah, I,
Oh, that'd be
13
cool.
monkeys.
yeah. There's one more. We need more insane. Was Brad Pitt? Who was the crazy guy?
Yeah,
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 it's
Brad
Brad
Pitt.
Pitt.
That was- yeah.
Like he was the
Yeah.
millionaire's son.
Yeah.
Responsible for the outbreak.
Yeah,
Ah, such a good movie.
It was.
it was.
It
Yeah,
was ahead of its time,
I
though.
really.
Bruce Campbell was in that, by the way.
Yes, sure, Bruce Campbell. I'll never live that down. I'll never live. Well, in terms of me, like I've actually found myself, I'm watching more travel stuff right now.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Like what? What you got?
Watching like a lot of people who there's a couple of major trails in the States. There's the Pacific Crest Trail and the Appalachian Trail, and people
Okay.
hike those over like the course of a summer. So I've been watching people like who've recorded that experience, and yeah, it looks like a pretty interesting thing to do. But like I've never really watched like travel stuff before or adventure stuff before, so I don't know if I'm more. I have more wanderlust now that you can't really go anywhere.
Yeah, it could definitely be the case.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I don't think my viewing tastes have really changed that much. I've read a lot more, but
for sure, I've gone through so many audiobooks
yeah.
like within the past year.
But yeah, no. As far as like viewing habits, no, I'm pretty. I've always been like a horror movie kind of guy, sci-fi, horror, documentary. Like yeah. I wouldn't say anything's really different. For me, at least.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that pretty much, I think, wraps up this edition. Thank you guys for joining me.
Yeah, of course, anytime.
Yeah. I'm Michael Forward.
I'm Chris Raczkowski.
And I'm Rachel Edge.
Catch you next time. Hit that like button and subscribe.